What's up, Cherivero?
DJ, what's up, baby?
What's going on? Welcome to the podcast,
Man,
bro.
I love it. Love it. Good old San Diego.
Yeah, good old San Diego. We're out here in La Jolla. Conversations with DJ. I think it's episode 20. So kind of what I've been telling people is my goal is to at least get to 21 because that way you can tell people that it's a 1% podcast. Like most people don't have 21 pods out. They stop before because they're not getting views or whatever. So as soon as we get to 21, we're doing a big post, maybe a giveaway. Be like, hey, we're in the top 1%, baby. So let's go. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, 21's a good number, baby. When you're on that blackjack table, gotta love when you get that double down. You know,
Yep, damn right.
Ryan Sherry. Like I say, born and raised Fort Myers, Florida. Played a bunch of sports growing up. Got blessed that my dad, made me pick tennis. Safe to say, I wasn't going to be 6'2" quarterback. I wasn't going to be a basketball player. Track, I was kind of slow. Soccer, I was tired of running. Played tennis and fortunate enough to get a college scholarship. University of Florida. Was there during basically the best years. I mean, Florida's struggling right now, but when I was there, not just tennis, swimming, golf, basketball, football. I mean, it was just national title after national title.
Yeah.
It was pretty dang cool. And like I said, did that, and then bounced around and didn't know what I wanted to do after college. And all my good friends that were playing basketball and football went off and started making a ton of money. I had to go to the real world because I wasn't going to play pro tennis.
Yeah.
So, if you want to know what it's like to be a big man on campus, like a basketball player, you convince your parents to give you some money and open a nightclub, and if you want to gain 25, 30 pounds and have girls laugh at your jokes and, have everybody be your friend, open a nightclub.
There you go.
And I was fortunate enough to open 2 of them and basically lose 2 of them.
Yeah.
But, got out alive and, you live and you learn.
Yeah, exactly, dude. So one of my first questions today was, the very first time we met. So I actually didn't really know you, and it was back in, Dreamland, Texas, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I picked you up from the airport. I don't know if you were just there or whatever it was, but you were there for the
Battle of the Sexes.
Battle of the Sexes. Yeah, exactly.
With Nasty and Altoff and Rick and Vivian and Corinne and Anna Brighton Lee.
Yeah, exactly.
That was awesome. Yeah,
that was very
That
cool.
was right when Duper first. I don't know how you got sponsored by Duper ahead of me, but you were the first Duper guy. You were it.
I was. I think it was like Ben and Deco first, and then I kind of got in and I got some money out of them too. And I love Duper personally, especially because it's kind of a unisex sort of thing, kind of like UTR is. So I think it's really good. That said, so, I had never really met you before. We kicked it off really well. I drove you around a little Ford Focus back then.
We went and got
some coffee.
I think we got an espresso or something right
Yeah,
there.
a little espresso over there. Dude.
And then you had some repairmen. You just moved there. Some repairmen that were hanging a TV for you. And you don't drink, I don't think, right? You don't
drink at all.
But you went and bought alcohol. And I was like, I thought DJ didn't drink. And you had explained to me, you didn't want me to get the wrong idea. You know, I was getting excited. I'm like, God, this guy's probably fun now.
Have some fucking
I was
fun
excited,
tonight.
and you broke it for me. It was like, no, I don't drink. Okay.
Well, yeah, because they're super nice. So basically, all it was is like they were gonna put up a TV for me, but they didn't want any money for it. So I was like, well, I know they like Corona, so I'll just go get them some Coronas. You know, so pretty chill there. And then you ended up playing that Tuesday night at the Tuesday Pickleball Night in America.
I got food poisoning for real. I wasn't hungover. I literally got food poisoning.
You probably ate in dripping springs, and it just did it for you.
I don't know. It was bad. Like I was struggling.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to be hungover. Like I was struggling. And I was a little overweight too. So and those shirts that they gave us were just like it was like the old Cutter Buck, golf. It was just sweating,
Yeah.
But we had a really good time. It was really cool. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of stuff going on with MLP and PPA and whatnot. But what Steve's built there, I mean, me and Steve go back 6-7 years, way before any of this. So I love it. I love Dreamland.
Steve's the man.
He's awesome.
I love Steve. He's never done anything remotely even close to negative towards me. Like it's always been the absolute most positive thing in the world to know him. So super blessed.
The only thing he did was care. He made his whole living basically making unemotional decisions, basically trading companies with no emotion.
Yeah.
And then finally you got something that he has emotion with.
Yeah.
And
sure.
He just cared too much. He's one of the best guys there is.
100%. So let's go back to 2023 PPA Masters. I played singles for one of my very first few times, right? I ended up beating Rafa here in the first round.
You did.
And then, I go second round, I go play you, right? I think you proceeded pretty high, maybe 6, 7, or 8 back in that day. And, we had a really close match. really close match, probably about 2 side outs, and ended up being 0-11, 0-11. But
about 21 winners probably.
21 winners.
But yeah, no, I mean, honestly, it was kind of one of those things. So, MLP, there's of course a lot of politics. And to be honest, where I'm playing at right now, I don't deserve to be on a team. But you go back to 2022, 2023, Duper was having its issues with algorithms. One day I'm a 6.4, the day after the draft I'm a 5.8. It's like, come on. So at that point, when all it was going on, I should have been on a team for a lot of different angles. Granted, I could make a point for why I wasn't on a team. People might thought about personal issues, this, that, but they never got a chance to know me. In real sports and real jobs, you have an interview. You ask the question. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, probably the best teammate there was at the University of Florida, best teammate there are, even with people on tour. Like I'm always there for people.
Yeah.
But with that, you at the time, the year before, I believe was like one of the top couple picks in the draft. I think Steve probably found a way to lobby you to get up there. But you're one of the top picks. And of course, you know how much respect I have for you. Yeah. But it was just like one of those we played, and I was just nothing against you. I was just in the mood to be someone's ass. And just it was 11-0, 11-0, and nothing against you. It could have been anybody. Yeah. And of course, just me being me and knowing that you're a quiet guy, but I knew you're confident enough to where I did feel weird for a day. But I'm like, you know what? I'll go talk to him. I know he's not mad, No. And basically, I just got the thing. I said, look, 11-0, 11-0. I mean, shoot, I can't play. I could probably play the court by myself. How could someone not draft me? Yeah. And it is what it is. But then I proceeded to probably get my ass kicked in doubles the next match and mixed and. And then I played you later on. Me and Cameron played you in Shelby
in Florida.
I think you were up like 10-0 or maybe 11-0, 3-0 or something.
Yeah. And dude, the back of your head is like, oh fuck, don't make it be a 15-0.
Oh, it was. I mean, whether you're a nice guy or not, you're reposting that.
Oh,
and
100%,
100%.
100%. I am.
I mean, I was gonna basically pull a fake ankle injury. I wasn't gonna give it to you. but no, man, you and I, we always pass each other, but we kind of have our inside jokes here and there, but
for sure.
I'm like I said, I'm pumped. Like I literally extended my trip 2 days.
We appreciate that
to go back, see some people in San Diego, but also we've been talking about this shit, and I'm excited about it. I mean,
dude, we go way back to the naked yoga days.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, people are still wondering like what the hell's going on with that text, but we ran with it,
Yeah, 100%. Some people liked it, some people ignored it. Yeah, it was the 2023 PPA Pros text thread. Right, and then
it was in Charlotte. It was in Charlotte. It's kind of when it was going. I was defending my tournament from the year before that I won, and like I said, I was leaving the residence inn. My memory is one of my good and bad things. So if I forget to call you back or whatever, I did it on purpose. I didn't forget. But yeah, no, man. I remember we were just going through it, and we were the only ones, going back and forth. And
there were some likes though. There were some likes in there.
And some of the pros, I've gotten super tight with, but a lot of them, They don't open up. I try to get a lot out of everybody. So I figure it was a way to kind of just feel some people out a little bit.
Yeah. 100%.
But
yeah, so I think, when it comes down to MLP, right, like obviously you have this victory over me, 11-0, 11-0. The unfortunate/fortunate thing about MLP is that it's all about timing, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? It's like you have a good tournament and, the draft is 2 days later, you're going to get picked. Like that's just how it works, right? Yep. And then you have a bad tournament, and then the draft is 2 days later, and then you're just not going to get picked. So it's very much like, okay, what did just happen? And pickleball kind of happens so fast where, it makes sense because there's a tournament every weekend. So every weekend there's like, oh, this guy showed up, and, Jaume made it a quarterfinals. Yeah, exactly. Next thing you know is, oh, shit, it's a finals. We got to pick this guy. Right, and then some people stay at the top a little bit longer than others, but, dude, it's just all over the place,
well, my timing was, and nothing against Duper, but I got all the algorithms and all the screenshots to prove it. But I literally went from a 6.4 to a 5.8 back to a 6.4 in a matter of like 3 days. It just makes no sense. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's all timing. And for me, it's just funny because at the end of the day, this is a hobby for me. We'll talk about my real life, I'm sure, at one point. But, everybody, whether James, Thomas, Julian, they all played singles and then they played doubles. So saying this respectfully, I was way better than all of them at tennis. Okay, higher ranking, all the above. And so it's just like on a potential standpoint, it always just cracked me up that a coach or somebody in this, MLP would say, look, here's a guy that's won a PPA tournament. There's only 9 guys that have ever won a PPA gold singles, let alone this guy's beat J.W. Johnson's ass 3-4 times. He's beaten James Ignatovich's ass. I've lost to them too. Yeah. Beaten so-and-so, lost to Ben, beaten everybody, beat Fed, lost to Fed, whatever. It's like, well, safe to say the talent's there. Safe to say it's 2 in the nation in tennis. So the discipline's there if I want it to be. So it was kind of like one of those like, are y'all kidding me? Like have a conversation with me. Say, Rye, are you going to focus? Are you going to focus? If we draft you, are you going to focus? This is what we expect. No different than every other sport in life.
Yeah.
You draft a quarterback. You drafted this guy. Hey, are you going to study? Are you just going to take the money and do this, et cetera, et cetera? And it just really frustrated me that because of my outgoing personality, you know, because what people want to see, you know, it's like act like it was an issue. You know, I remember Anheuser-Busch, the bouncers, they were gonna take me with one of the shuffle drafts, and Hunter was all in, and nothing against the person they took, but he was all in. They're like, you know, we don't know if we can handle it with Ryan's personal life. I'm like, personal life? Y'all lost $700 million last quarter.
Yeah.
You know, y'all's personal life. You all got to get y'all's public relations. And nothing against Anheuser-Busch, but it's just like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so that was the whole thing. But at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, what also killed me in MLP is a lot of these people don't understand who's the one that, you know, brought ESPN to the table. Who's the one that freaking brought gambling? Who's the one that, you know, brought, you know, indirectly got Margaritaville to this point, and all these different things that, you know, there's so many of us that have been involved. I'm not saying it's all me by no means, but I mean, there is one catalyst. And in March 2020, you know, Ryan Sherry was one of the key people that brought all these chains together. And, you know, that was kind of just what frustrated me a lot was, like I said, you got these owners and you got these players that don't even know the history. Yeah. Understand that helped pave the way, and like just there's no respect. Hence the reason why I want to beat your ass, because you people do respect you, and I don't know why, but yeah,
I have no idea either.
But no, you beat Raph that day. I mean, shoot, it was a good day, and Raph was probably at the casino pretty late that night.
Yeah, he probably was.
But nah, man, like at the end of the day though, I love pickleball and it changed my life. So
yeah,
what can I do?
Totally get it. So yeah, obviously, like what people don't know about you, right, is that you're a huge like pillar when it comes to like the, you know, pickleball moments, right? And that's how you help kind of bring in ESPN, as you said, and you were around a lot of the PPA at birth moments and all these things, and you're just kind of talking about ESPN and you know, helping PPA kind of get off the ground and so forth. Who are some of the pickleball celebrities that you hang out with, or pickleball celebrities that you got into pickleball?
Yeah, you know, I mean, like anything growing up, I mean, Entourage was everybody's show. So Kyle Yates is who got me into pickleball. He lives in Fort Myers.
He's coming on the pod next week.
Is he? Awesome. He's the guy. He's the GOAT. He's a guy. Life's all about timing. You said MLP. Kyle does not get anywhere the credit for what he was the first person to become a pro in travel. He was the guy. I mean, he passed it along. I mean, who was Kyle's partners? Ben. Ben went on his own. Who was Kyle's partners? Simone went on her own. Who was Kyle's partners? Anna Leigh went on her own. I mean, Kyle was the guy. He's paid it forward. Yeah, he's competitive. Yeah, his personality on the court sometimes rubs people the wrong way. Yeah. But he's the guy. He is it. And he, you know, I don't believe he's got the respect that he deserves. People don't understand what he did. But so he got me into it. And then, of course, I got tight with Ben. You know, I played the U.S. Open in 2017. I got a wild card, and I beat Ben's ass every day leading up to the tournament. I lost him 11-9, 11-9. I was like, this is embarrassing. I quit, never played again. And then when COVID hit, I kind of like randomly just kind of got back into it. All these guys, Ben, Deckel, Corinne, Catherine, didn't know any of them. Yeah. They were all stuck in Bonita. And one of my close friends who does a lot of work for you know, selling shows was like, hey, we want to do a ping pong show, because he did one with Tim Tebow back in the day at the Palms in Vegas. And he's like, I go, bro, we got 8 of the top pickleball players in the world. There's only 9 pickleball players in the world, but 8 of them are here, you know? Let's do this. So, ironically, Vivian, David's dad, Vivian wasn't even playing pickleball then.
Jan, right?
At Jan's place, we did it. And it was Vivian and Corinne, Deckel, Kyle, Ben, and Adam. And, you know, it wasn't an investment for me. That's what people don't understand. Like, everybody's invested in pickleball. It was me and my buddy PJ. Each gave $5,000. You know, the nightclubs are closed, so screw it. Yeah, let's spend it.
There's nothing else to do with the money.
Gave the kids some money. I love these kids, and it was so crazy because it was supposed to be 2 days. And day 2, after day 1, a lot of the big sponsors, Vulcans, you know, Dura, Onyx, all these sponsors were emailing the kids and say, look, this was amazing, but it doesn't look good, because no one knew what was going on with COVID. We're playing with one glove on. You know, this is not PPA. This was just our own thing. Yeah. But it was on ESPN3, and you know, with that, freaking fast forward, safe to say, I mean, Jigsaw, Dura, everybody just, it sped everything up. And then that's when, you know, the PPA had only had one tournament. I think it was January 2020. They had Mesa. Yeah. Connor reached out to me. I got an email in there. It's pretty funny. He Facebooked me April 2020, introduced himself. And basically, I had an opportunity which ended up becoming the Underground. Yeah. My buddy owned the building, and this small company called Acrotech, which
Oh, yeah.
now it's pretty big. Them and this company, More Sports, were like basically gonna pay this guy's court in his warehouse, and they're like, "Look, we'll do it for free if you throw another event." So the guy comes with my buddy, and I'm like, "Bro, I'm not in the event business. You know, I got 5,000 NFL football players. I'm about to get on the road, whatever." And then finally, I was like, "You know what? If I could have the court where it's no business, just only two of us with a key, it's my place. Fuck it, I'm in. I'll do it." So then I called Connor back from the PPA. And remember, the PPA doesn't exist, really.
Yeah.
They're during COVID. I said, "Hey, man, you want to jump on board with this thing with me?" And there you go. So we had top 11 players in the world and then me. And I had never even know how to play. You know, shoot, me and Ben lost 11-0 the first game to Declan and Tyson.
Yeah,
it was so bad that Ben didn't even want to stack because he just wanted to act like he wasn't even trying. You know, because he was so embarrassed. But you know, but it led to that, and COVID ended up ending. Then Newport started, and then ESPN3 turned to this, and here we go.
Spiraled quick though.
Yeah, it's
very quick.
It's crazy. I mean, same like Hannah. Hannah was about to go back to Slovenia. She was in a relationship, and she was gonna go back there and teach. And same with the broadcasting. She was there that week. We were all there, you know, during COVID, and I met some great people, of course. And I was like, Hannah, just why don't you become the commentator? She's like, Ryan, I've never done it. I go, well,
do it.
I go, who else is gonna do it?
Yeah.
I go, you're good looking, you're nice. People know who you are, and who are these pickleball players? Like, they have no say. They're just pickleball players.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like, they better respect you.
Yeah.
And then there you go. And now she's freaking running, you know, the marketing and media for a $500 million company. And you know, so many cool stories that I love. You know, it's really cool.
Dude, that's amazing. So yeah, that's a lot of the business side of things, right? So I want to ask you a little bit, just one more question in the business side of things, where you know, I don't think a lot of people truly understand what you do for work. I think they see your lifestyle, right? Maybe on social media, whatever it is. They see you kind of going and coming, playing singles, flying here, flying there, whatever.
Yeah.
But what does like your day to day, like what is your real like lifetime? Like what do you do for a living?
Yeah. So when I graduated college, my best friend Brandon Seiler, he was the captain of the Gators' first national championship team. And then when he finished playing his career, his last year, his best friend, a guy by the name of Javon Belcher from Kansas City, you know, argument happened. He ended up shooting his girlfriend 12 times, ended up coming to the practice facility, and basically in front of all his coaches, basically committed suicide at 26 years old. And that's when Brandon, you know, basically said, look, like, I can't do this. You know what I mean? Like, Javon was calm compared, but Brandon was kind of a wild man. He's like, if this guy's capable of doing this, what am I capable of? And that's right when kind of the studies were starting to come out related to CTE, et cetera. So with that, Brandon retired, and he knew that there was these disabilities for players, similar to like veterans' disabilities, you know?
Right.
And it was very hard to get because they don't give you all the information. You know, if everybody got what they deserved, there'd be no money left.
Right. So
Brandon had the ideas like, look, maybe we can help, you know, streamline this process. So he started kind of doing it himself a little bit. You know, I always wanted to be in sports, you know, but I wasn't a believer. I wasn't paying attention. I was doing some other family stuff. And then all of a sudden he just kind of said, look, Rye, either you're in or you're not. And we ended up, 2016, I was on my way to go to Europe. I was doing a France, Belgium, Amsterdam trip. And I said, all right, I'm in. From that point forward, we got in and we got involved in the concussion settlement, largest settlement in sports. And then fast forward, we help these guys get this disability. And we've got over 5,000 players. This disability will pay guys orthopedically. If they go in for an appointment, they'll do a full body analysis, basically head to toe, you know, surgeries, et cetera. I know you had Golden Tate on here. I talked to Lance Moore the other day. Lance is one of our first clients. I heard
Lance might come in the pod,
Golden told me introduce, you know, you got these guys that played 8, 9, 10, 12 years that are smart as hell. And the fact that they're hiring us, it shows how hard this process is.
For sure.
You know? And with that, it'll pay guys $4,500 a month for 90 months, 7.5 years, minimum. You got a guy like Golden or Lance, guys that played longer, it could be up to 7,000, 8,000, et cetera. So that's what we do. So that basically, you know, that pays for those 7.5 years post-career.
Yeah.
Then there's also a disability that pays related to mental health. And that one pays from $11,000 to $22,000 a month. And that'll pay until you start taking pension at 55. So that, if you times that out by 20 years, it's between 2.3 to 4.7 million dollars. Like last week alone, we won 3 of those cases. So, you know, I don't want this number to be like, sound arrogant, but I mean, we recovered over $300 million, last year. The year before was like about 200 and change.
Yeah.
Where if you win, basically that 90 months times 4,500 is 405.
Right.
So I would say, okay, that'd be the tally.
Yeah.
But literally changing lives. I mean, literally every day. And of course,
amazing.
we make good money on it, and it's paid out over time. But I mean, it's unreal. I mean, I've never been in a locker room on a Sunday, but there's no better fucking feeling than knowing I just won a guy $2.3 million, and we got on a fucking FaceTime, and it's just like fucking go. Ah!
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Golden Tate who signed for $40-50 million, or you're so and so that signed for minimum. Money's money, and it's a lot of money. They earned it.
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna be given to them, and that's what is the best feeling, when you've got these guys that might have signed for $40-50 million, but they're just appreciative of this money, because now this money might be going to pay for private school, might be going to pay for this, that, or if they're single, maybe it's going to pay for their cars, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's
they earned
it's real money.
They deserve it.
It's real money. They earned it, and the statistics are about 10% to win, or about 50. Yeah.
That's good.
And it's pretty humbling, especially for me, how many people like might know me that I don't even know me, or like they know Legacy, the name.
Yeah.
We had our charity event last week. We had about 40-50 of our guys there, and it's amazing when you actually see like one of the guys, because I don't meet everybody. It's over the phone, maybe a FaceTime, maybe not.
Yeah.
And then you meet a guy like it's not like, hey, I love DJ. It's like, hey, I won you $500,000.
Yeah.
Like, let's go have some fun.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of times I had trouble playing doubles in tournaments, because all these tournaments are in great cities, and we've got clients everywhere. So if you and I are in Austin, Texas, and freaking Vince Young or Chris Houston or Bo Scaife or someone calls me and wants to go out, I'm going out.
Yeah. 100%.
So I don't want to cancel on my doubles partner. So I'd rather just not play at all.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
then maybe just, hey, it used to be, if someone got hurt, you could just enter late. Now it's changed.
Now it's way
but
changed.
yeah, but that was always I always wanted to be best available is kind of the way I thought it.
And sometimes, I mean, back in the day, it used to work really well.
was great.
I think APP still does it, actually,
Yeah.
where you can, like this guy got hurt, like we can get you in.
Yeah, because like 1 year, I didn't do it because I was only playing singles, but like Colin Johns needed a partner, Riley needed a partner, and there was nobody available. Like Riley played with our buddy Randall Emmett, the movie producer. I mean,
Yeah.
Colin played with Joe Schmo. Like back in the day, it was a good strategy.
Yeah, for sure. And
but now,
I think there should be some exceptions. Like if you have a team that wants to join last minute because blah, 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 like, okay, maybe not. But if you have somebody that has a partner, like let's say, not even Ben, but like, somebody in the top 20, like Tyler Leung, right? And then James Nanowicz, pulls his shoulder,
Yeah.
like Tyler should still be able to play,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But I mean, there's so much that goes into it with gambling and all these
course,
things,
of course.
right? But
Yep.
okay, probably enough business side. Thank you for sharing all of that.
And on
That's awesome.
the double side, I know you're kind of nursing some injuries and whatnot. So with that, a lot of people, they're so result oriented, so they don't want to take the chance your first tournament back or whatever. So
sure.
I think you owe me a tournament after that 11-0, 11-0.
Dude, it was so
I think
long
you owe
ago.
me a tournament.
It was so long ago.
I think
dude.
you owe me a tournament, a doubles tournament. You owe me one. I'm saying a partner.
You probably don't even want to play with me right now. I played Dallas and Sacramento with so much pain, dude.
Yeah.
Like I lost, and I'm still losing like 10-12 in the third. Like in my head, I'm like, I'm so much better than all these fuckers.
Yeah. Well, I'm not losing
but-
10-12 in the third. I'm losing like 4-4. So
Four
I
and
could
four.
use you.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
But enough kind of like business stuff. I appreciate you sharing all of it. I think it's like a really cool story, and especially kind of like finding a problem or like having a problem, finding a solution, and being able to make a living out of it and help all these people also make a living. I think it's fucking awesome, But that said, I know we're gonna start with your dating life, personal dating life. I believe you're single.
Yeah, single.
Single. But I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there too, because when you're on court, when you're off court, anywhere around the PPA tournaments, you're always hanging out with all these good-looking women, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little about that experience. Like, what are people saying? Like, what do you want to say to them?
No, I mean, it's just one of those things in life. Like, I always feel like growing up, it just, there's the opposite sex. This is what it is. And you can't get away with somebody that you're attracted to, whatever. But just because you're attracted to somebody doesn't mean you have to try to hook up with them or whatnot. And I think I'm very good at compartmentalizing to where at the end of the day, to be able to have a girl you're attracted to that, mentally, physically, all the above, but it doesn't have to have sexual chemistry or anything else. You just be friends. It's awesome because you can actually communicate and ask questions. And you realize that as good looking as they are, they're just as, self-conscious as a guy is.
Yeah.
And the problem is usually in life, it's like a guy's got a girlfriend as their wing woman, but deep down the wing woman's just trying to get with the guy. Vice versa. A girl has got her bestie, it's some guy, but deep down, when she's got an issue with her boyfriend, the guy's telling her what she wants to hear because it makes him look better.
Right.
And that's where I've been really blessed on the pickleball side, at least, I mean, Paris and Cameron, Blackwood literally have been like my best friends. I mean, literally those girls I will do anything for. And shoot, I mean, Cameron, was in Miss America, Miss New Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean, Paris is drop dead gorgeous, both cool as hell. And we all met, and literally we just got along.
Yeah.
And it's just like one of those things where once you have that, for me to be able to, if I am hanging out with some girl or whatnot, to be able to go to girls like that can understand, that can relate, that are, hot commodities that guys are going after. Like, hey, what do you all think? And vice versa, and I think that's what made us, so good. And it's almost like a pyramid scheme, It's like, why try to screw something up with one of the few people that, you have something special with, when that credibility of being, people can say what they want about me, but they always wonder, like, how could Cameron and Paris, hang out with him? Like, maybe there's something about the guy. I mean, because they don't need anything from me. There's nothing. It's not like, Paris makes her own money. Cameron makes her own money. It's just, we're friends, and that's what's great. I mean, same thing, Jeannie this weekend was funny. Her and I have gotten really tight, and, she's such a cool person. Like, literally, like, people, it took me, I heard she was really cool, but the first couple times on tour, you run by her, it's kind of like, you're a little nervous because this is Jeannie Bouchard, but you get to know the person, and she's unreal. And literally her life experience is like, it's helped me a lot because, I'm starting to, get some notoriety for different things. I'm starting to, get pulled in different directions. So, I love it. And, she gave me some shit this weekend, how I exhausted her, but I love it. It's what life's about. And, it is what it is. And, one day, I'm not ready to date anybody, but I'm honest about that. Some guys, they lie to girls and all this stuff, it's more, I'm just focused on my friends, focused on pickleball, focused on work, and I'll go out with my boys and go out and meet some chick, cool. But I'm not going to be the guy that you and I are out at dinner and I see some girl and I leave dinner and just, do an Irish goodbye, If at the end of the night, the girl's there, let's go,
Yeah, 100%. No, I totally get it. And it's tough, right? Like, it's so, I feel like it's so normal to have like all these good relationships. And then for a lot of us, hopefully not me, but like, we tend to try to just sabotage our own self and try to screw things up, right? By doing things that you shouldn't be doing. But I think it's awesome when you're able to find a certain person, whether it's a guy or a girl, whatever you like, and then you're just able to click with them and hang out and have a good time and just kind of enjoy each other outside of like the, sexual level, whatever.
No,
right?
and the hardest thing is especially when you're around for a guy like me, who, like I said, likes to have a good time. So when I'm around, girls like a Cameron or Paris or even now Jeannie, the people texting, hey, you doing this, or hey, you guys hook up.
Yeah.
No, but it's like those types of things. If those girls weren't so confident in themselves, which is why we all get along great, like that kind of drama would make other girls be like, oh, I don't want to be here, I'm scared, da da da. But when you're around confident people, it's like whatever. Like, no, we're friends. Like, we're good.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, cool. Like,
and at the end of the day, everyone's human, right? So it's like, whether it's Jeannie Bouchard or whatever, like, she's still a person who has feelings, still like a normal person.
I mean, it's like anyone that acts like, oh, Jeannie, Paris, Cameron, they're not good looking. No, they're gorgeous. But at the end of the day, doesn't mean they can't be your friend, and that's it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And so there you go.
I gotcha. Well, you were talking about San Clemente and Jeannie giving you a hard time. I know we talked a little bit over the phone. Wasn't the best weekend for you out there, but if you want to kind of recap on that.
I mean, honestly, not the best weekend's a loose term because everybody's so damn good now.
Yeah.
And, I had been, last year was tough. I had a great 2022. I think I finished like 3 or 4, and granted, guys have gotten better. Granted, business is going. Also, I think I, might have went out a couple more nights than I should have, I kind of, it's like anything in life. Sometimes you start, living up to this character a little bit, where now, I have plenty of calm nights, but where all of a sudden I would be impressed to go out certain nights and I don't shy away from it. And it probably hurt me a little bit. Yeah. Not probably, it did. But with that, with all these qualifiers, it's tough because me being where I was ranked, every tournament I was playing a qualifier. So like of the last 8 tournaments, I played Hayworth 3 times. I played Will Howells. I played so-and-so.
Yeah.
So this week I played Grayson, who's a friend of mine. Grayson Golden is a great player. He's 22 years old. and with these paddle changes, I mean, it's more tennis. I mean, he's 22, I'm 41.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's got a 6-pack, and I don't know what I got. And with that, he ends up getting the quarters. I play him first round, and I'm coming off of, once again, charity events, Sacramento, Vegas. So it is what it is. So I'm not mad about it. I didn't deserve, to have certain results based upon my preparation. Mixed doubles, I was pumped to play. I mean, who would not be excited to play with, Jeannie Bouchard, like on all angles? I mean, take out, of course, the looks great. But as a player, I mean, this girl got to the finals of Wimbledon. I mean, literally at 20 years old, the finals of Wimbledon. Like, people don't understand, the level of, I mean, like what Sam did is unreal. What Donald's done, Jack being top 5 in the world. But this girl got the finals of Wimbledon, semis the French, semis the Australian Open. Had some bad luck with some injuries, some different things. But, I mean, people just don't understand. So for me, being a sports fan, it was just like, I was so pumped for mixed. Like, just so pumped,
She's been playing better.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's getting better.
I
mean, singles, of course, is going to translate sooner or later. But, I mean, it's translating. But doubles is hard. And, once again, I'm not big. So, but we get along great. We had fun. In the second game, I think we got to 12-10, and it was a really, really cool experience. And then
not a bad weekend overall.
No, and then
relative.
And then for someone like her, I mean, I remember when Paris won San Clemente, she beat Anna Leigh in 5 sets. And Paris, that's right. Me and Paris got pretty tight because I won North Carolina the same week she won, I think, St. Louis.
Okay.
That same week it beat. And then we kind of became friends around that time. And then, fast forward like 3 or 4 months, she beat Anna Leigh in San Clemente. And I was there with Paris, whatnot. So it was kind of cool, the same thing, kind of being with Jeannie. Just, I wasn't really coaching, but just being there as a friend,
Supporting, emotional support.
Yeah, I mean, she beat Irina. Irina's freaking one of the goats of the game, And maybe Irina didn't play her best, but still, I mean, Irina's beating almost everybody, you know what I mean?
Irina's
So it was just cool. It was really cool. And then to watch Jeannie play Anna Leigh was unreal because you just think about it, here's 10 years ago, literally 10 years ago, Jeannie's finals at Wimbledon. And now you got Anna Leigh, 17, 18 years old, and basically carrying the sport, marketable as it is. And it was just so cool. And, to see it was exciting. Like I was just pumped to see it. It's like, it's history aspect. And, Anna Leigh, I got so much respect for, even though when she plays Paris, I'm rooting against her, et cetera. But like her match in Atlanta with Paris, I mean, that match was unreal. I was sitting at home in Fort Myers. I was freaking on the couch. I mean, it was like, I gave after, Anna Leigh won the match, literally by myself, like almost like a standing ovation, like off my couch. Like those girls were freaking, like it was awesome. And like I said, what Anna Leigh's done, and you think about like the Jennifer Capriati's, you think about these young teenagers that have done things success, whether it be sports, entertainment. You Google them, there's all issues. What's Anna Leigh's biggest issue? She ran off the court one time after losing Tyra. That's it. That's Anna Leigh's flaw. And then the next day comes back and wins mixed doubles. I mean, that's all we can say about her. Like she's unreal. And her family, I love them to death. I mean, Lee and Steve, they're just so invested in. It's great for the sport. So
who would win in a singles match, you or Anna Leigh?
I mean, here's the thing, and this is total respect. No different than when Serena Williams had the question. I'm gonna beat her. Okay, I'm gonna beat her. Granted, I would have to take it seriously. I can't just go out, and do it after a bender. Probably could, but I have too much respect for her to do that. If we say, look, we're gonna train for a month. Yesterday we were all talking about it. Ironically, it was like, okay, well, what weather would we play? Would it be 3 out of 5, 2 out of 3? If I played Anna Leigh, it'd have to be 3 out of 5 because I have a feeling I'd probably be a little tight.
Well, you have to be. Yeah,
I'd be a little tight. So I think we'd split the first 2 games, and I'd win 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, I'd win. I would split the first 2 games, and I'd win 3 and 4. But with that, it would be beyond tight. I'd have to. There's only so much room for error. I'd have to be all in, all out. Couldn't be lazy. And after watching her against Paris and against Jeannie the other day, she's got some shots that literally, I mean, even guys don't have the angle on it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think we'd have fun with it. I think, I used to always say I know I'd kill her, but after watching these a couple times, it would be very tight.
Yeah.
And I think if you asked her the honest question, I think she'd have enough confidence to say she'd win, but I don't think she thinks she can.
Has to say it too.
I don't think she thinks she could, but there's nothing wrong with it. That's the problem. Like I remember when, it's not it doesn't discredit her or vice versa. And I mean, shit. Callan's dad's place, Bobby Riggs, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was it. I remember I was in there for the tournament you and I played. You were with Brasha.
Yeah.
And they had the sugar daddy
Sure, that
jacket.
Yeah, the jacket from Bobby. Yeah,
and,
Bobby.
and I'm not trying to say I'm a sugar daddy, but no means. But
No, he is.
if we're ever gonna do, something cool, I mean, shit, Anna Leigh, it would be unreal because here she is, 17, 18 years old. Here I am, 41, won a PPA. I got respect for her, vice versa. I'd be, it wouldn't get ugly. Like I think we would promote it well. But it would be hard fought. I mean, literally, go get $100,000 for charity. I mean, I'd put up some money. But I think it'd be fun and it'd be great for the sport. Win or lose to either of us, I think it'd be a great show. It would be really good. And, this is,
I'd love to watch it.
honestly, it's funny. Her duper's higher than mine. So I actually asked Athena the other day, and I beat up on Catherine's ass all the time. And Leia and Paris, But if I'm not on my game, those girls, they'll get me. Like I got to be totally focused. And Athena didn't think I could win. I was like, okay, it's good, because that's the way it should be. Like it's actually a debate. Connor Pardo doesn't think that I could beat her. Tyler Loon's like, I think you'd win. So I think that's the cool thing. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know we'd have fun with it. It wouldn't get ugly, like respect wise, and I think we should do it. I mean, shoot, why not?
Yeah, might as well do it, right?
Yeah, do it in Vegas, Fountain Blue, baby.
Then you can go gamble all the money after.
It's like Marcelo Rios. Remember, Marcelo Rios won the Lipton. This is back in the day. It's the NASDAQ, the Miami Open now.
Yeah.
I think the prize was $335,000. He literally took it, lost at the casino the next night.
No way.
All his money. He went from like 5 in the world. He was 10 in the world with his coach. Coach took him number 1 in the world. He became number 1 in the world right after that. Fired his coach after he lost his money because he said he didn't like the direction he was going. What? To number 1?
Yeah. He's like, where else do you want to go?
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, dude, so on the personal side of things, like I obviously we're good friends. We get along, right? We get a couple phone calls here and there, and we had a good time in Texas, kind of hung out, got to know each other. But obviously, I have lots of respect, for you. We get along really well. But what are some of the like misunderstandings, misconceptions about you that people have, right, when they don't get to know you?
I think a lot of it is because, because of my business, I guess you could say, but also because of the way I am. I was always on a team, at the University of Florida. I was a captain. I was always the rah-rah. I put people together, whether it be as a team, whether it be introducing people to their boyfriends, girlfriends, etc., whether it be business partners. I'm very good at, connecting the dots.
You're the middleman.
I'm very good at connecting dots because I feel like I'm very good at piecing different pros and cons, etc. So with that, people always are looking to me for energy. They're looking for me to light the room up, etc. And yeah, there are times it's natural. Then there are times where, I don't have that energy, but it's what they want to see. It's no different than, certain people act different ways. And, because of my job, these players are relying on me. They're asking me, for advice on things that I got the same problems.
Yeah.
They're coming to me for issues with relationship or issues with this or that. I'm like, I got the same issue.
Yeah.
But I can't always say those things. And I got to be there, they value my opinion, And because of that, I feel like, people don't think I can relax.
Yeah.
Can chill. I mean, I'm into it right now because we're competing right now, but
for sure, I
can sit down and talk and listen, and
that's what we're doing right now.
Do whatever. I mean, you can't have 5,000, clients, of guys that you've never met, majority of them, guys that grew up, different, races, different cultures, different backgrounds, different life experiences. And you can't just start signing guys. Like there's got to be some substance.
Yeah.
And, that's what I love is when people, I don't say prove people wrong, but they think one thing and all of a sudden they're like, oh man, right, you're pretty smart or you're this, that. I'm like, I'm not an idiot. I'm not going out every single freaking night. I mean,
right.
I got to do
it looks like it, but I'm not.
I got to do some things right. And even like on a training standpoint, growing up in tennis, I mean, I was up at 4:15, gym 4:45, freaking 6:30, school at 7, here, boom, boom, bed at 9, until I freaking finally met some girl from a public school and her dad wouldn't let her, do AOL Instant Messenger until she finished her homework. So I was forced to start staying up 11, 12 o'clock at night just to talk to her. It was either that or go to youth group.
You were in love, dude.
I was in love. And so all of a sudden, freaking 12 to 4 start 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
but,
it's rough.
But I've always been able, I always joke around. I'm either in bed at 9 p.m. or 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So you call me at 8:45 a.m., I'm guaranteed up. been up for hours working, or I'm still up.
Yeah.
9:15, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah, I gotcha. Dude, that's crazy. What I had one more. I had a question that I forgot, but I guess we could move into just kind of like you're obviously very enthusiastic, right? There's a lot of things that you want to say but don't say. So what are the things that you say that you don't want to say that are kind of true, but it could hurt people's feelings? Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, I think in pickleball it's tough because still there's some people that don't really understand, the history of a lot of things and kind of some of the dots that I help connect. I don't need all the credit in the world. I'm not asking for investments and all these different things. I just want, due credit, you know what I mean? For certain things, but with that, I'm unbiased. So I hate with all these, we get these player meetings, these different things, and I deal with 5,000 players that have players unions and different things. So I understand it.
Yeah.
So you've got people that are selected, nothing against them. They're clueless. They have no idea.
Yeah.
A year ago, they're teaching tennis, and nothing wrong with that. But they have no idea. I deal with the craziest union in the history of sports, and it's like no one like either comes to me. I'm not just gonna give my opinion. No one either comes to me, or I'm the one that's like, hey, how is there no trainer here? How is there no ice here?
Yeah.
How are we sponsored? How are we sponsored by Hyper Ice? And we don't have compression roots. So a lot of these things have gone, but it's been me under the radar, bitching and moaning in a good way. How is there no order of play? How could I be the next match on? All of a sudden now I'm the 8th match on, and then why is there barbecue mac and cheese is the only thing to eat at Beer City and it's 100 degrees out? Like things like that. That's why as of the last, let's say maybe year, the PPA and me and Connor Pardo are amazing. Him and I got an unbelievable relationship. Same with Ogden, same with Bryce, the whole team. But they've started to value or at least ask me more. They might not always do it right away, but they've at least let me talk, which I appreciate. Yeah. But with the players, I don't think they understand. I don't think they understand my experience in life, and also that it's unbiased. I don't give a shit about the money. I mean, I'm the only one, no paddle sponsor, because I just want to be able to play with the best paddle at the time.
Yeah. What is your paddle of choice right now?
I was Pro XR for singles. Yeah. I like the Yola for doubles.
Okay.
But I use the Pro XR. But I use all. I'll use the best paddle for charity events. I'll use this. Pickleball Central, and I worked out a deal. So it gives me an opportunity to kind of do everything, which is perfect. Because I like to help everybody out. Just because I'm using a Pro XR, I love, freaking Elliot and them over at Engage. They help me out a lot with things. Barnes over at Selkirk or so and so. Like, I like to help.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be, I don't want to be pigeonholed to be able to help,
Yeah.
But, but with that, with the tour, I mean, I lost money last year. I mean, granted, most people that are only getting paid $1,500, $2,000 tournament aren't flying first class and, getting a $4,000 a week Airbnb by themselves. And But with that, I mean, I lost $150,000 last year playing pickleball. Granted, justify it due to, other things and whatnot.
That's style choices, yeah.
But a lot of it is because I love it, man. I appreciate it, and it's changed life. It's done a lot of things. And, saying this, like I said, not pumping my chest, but, let's just take, as these kids, the Bens, the Deckles, as this thing was going in 2020, they all know. I mean, that's why I'm so good. Ask Ben, who does he warm up with before every single tournament? First match, me. We just had a great relationship, because he's been there. I've seen it. And I just got so much respect for all these, kids and what they've done. JW, him and I his first word was with me. It's like the Truman Show,
Yeah.
He's 14 years old, used to play tennis, 5:45 a.m. Loved the kid to death. He didn't choose pickleball. He wasn't any good at tennis, But I like to give him shit.
If anyone was wondering,
I like to give him shit. But no, I love JW. But him and I had a great talk yesterday, like an honest, me calm, grown up talk about just. I mean, it's crazy right now. I mean, these guys got commas in their bank accounts.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. And it's amazing to see. And my biggest thing is Leia and Lauren Stratman, when they first turned pro, I didn't even know them, but Martina Coakley called me and said, "Hey, can you provide housing?" I'm like, "I'm not even in town. I'm in Miami at a club." Yeah. But yeah, here's my code. Let them just stay at my house. And to see now Leia just killing it, or Lauren, everybody. Like, I love being just a part of it. Federico. A couple years ago is my last story. In November, they did that thing at Braymore where Jamie Foxx came out, and it was a invite only, and they weren't going to invite Federico as he's only a singles player. He'd already won a PPA that year.
Yeah,
they say he's a singles player. I'm like, are you guys kidding me? And the amount they offered him, and it's nothing against the PPA. I mean, there's only so much you can offer.
Yeah.
But the amount they offered him, he was going to lose money.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, bro, you deserve to be there. All the above. I mean, he's done amazing things for me. Life's not all about money or checks and balances. It's about, friendship. There's different checks and balances way outside money. And he's done a lot for me. And I was like, bro, I got you. So, the hotels were like, $350 for a Courtyard Marriott. I'm like, just get out here. Got you. So helped with it. He got out there, got to showcase who he is, what he is. He's the most appreciative person. Fast forward, I mean, things have worked out pretty good. But it's just, that's the stuff I love. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And, because people have done that for me in different avenues in life, So, even as these guys are, killing it, whatnot, what I do love is I send, Federico, or I send Anna Leigh, or I send Ben a fucking text. I like to send long texts, supportive texts. They get them, and it kind of makes you feel part of it.
Yeah, dude. Do you remember back in Dreamland? Actually, I just remember about this. Back in Dreamland, there was one night where all of you guys came over to the big house, and I think you guys were pre-gaming, and I don't drink, and I think that's how you know that I don't drink. And I was in my room, I think playing some video games, and like you and Kyle Yates were there, and Hannah Johns were there, and just kind of hanging out. And I think it was you and Kyle just like destroying my door, like, dude, you gotta come out, come party with us. Come, we got a bus party out. Let's go. It
was MLP, of course. I wasn't in MLP, but I was there. You know, wasn't playing, but I was there.
Yeah.
And it was my birthday. So after Paris, Zane, Rafa, and Irina won, that was the BLQK one. They won. It was my birthday. And then the next day we were all gonna fly to Newport. We were flying to Newport. I think it was a USA Pickleball event or something. So literally, I got the party bus like always. I always get a party bus when I go out for a couple reasons. Number one, I can control the shots. So everybody comes to my house in Fort Myers, or everybody comes where it's at. And also, I don't want anyone drinking and driving. Like, there's so many things in life that you can do wrong. There's two or three things I always say that you just can't do. You can't drink and drive. You kill somebody. You kill somebody. And I had a crazy story when I was 14 years old. Somebody told me a story and it just changed my life. This guy, Mark Sterner, killed his 3 best friends, 45 years manslaughter. This guy literally changed my life. I need to get a hold of this guy because he came and spoke to our school. I don't know where the person was talking about, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. But that guy got me. Unbelievable. Don't smoke cigarettes. It's one of those things. Here's, you play a sport where it's cardio. Why would you take away, especially someone like me who doesn't have the size in tennis, take away the one thing I'm good at, the lungs? And it's so addicting that people are on their deathbed smoking out of a machine. If it's that addicting, I don't want to try it.
For sure.
And then, other thing too is, and there's nothing wrong with it, but people always say, with kids, like, oh, it just happened. Or people plan a wedding out to the T, everything. And then all of a sudden they're married for a month and girl gets pregnant. It's like, you plan everything to the T. Why wouldn't you plan the biggest financial, decision, that's going to cause the most stress, like when you want to have a child, et cetera, et cetera. So for me too, I mean, shoot, I might be a wild man, do whatever, but always wear condoms, never gonna go pregnant, et cetera. But no, but I'm serious. But like, those are 3 things that can just change your life. Especially if it's with somebody that, you have no interest in, you know what I mean? Just because you want to have one good night, no different than drinking and driving, just because you want to go, see some girl at 3 a.m, you're just gonna get behind the wheel. Like, no, like you're gonna kill somebody and or ruin your life. So, with that, that's why I got a party bus that night, because I want to have a great time with everybody, but I want to make sure
that everybody was safe.
Because a lot of people, they might do certain things that, there's certain things I do that people might not think is morally this, cool. But I didn't want anyone to have a great night and get out of their comfort zone and then all of a sudden be put in a situation that they can't control. And a lot of people that are super, control people, they'll just drink and drive, like no big deal. 2 or 3 beers, no big deal. No, like you're done. Like you're under the influence. So that's why I had the bus, Steve's house, and we had the Lee Whitwall freaking big old banner from MLP.
That's awesome.
And we hit it and we went out. We hit downtown Austin, Rainy Street. And
you go to 6th Street too?
Yeah. And honestly, it was pretty controlled fun. Like literally, like to me, it was like a 10% night of what I would do. But with those, with Zane and all them, it was like their night. Which was awesome. 100%. And that's what it was all about for me, And then, I mean, that was that's fun. And I don't think I've ever had to drink again with Zane. I don't think I've ever had to drink again with some of these people. But we got that night.
Dude, I got one more question for you. You're in a deserted island. You can take one PPA player. It could be female or a male. Who are you going to be there with? Who do you take?
One person?
One person. And you're going to be in this island forever.
Not for the reason that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, okay.
But
it's gonna be a girl.
I probably take Paris. I mean, literally. Okay. I mean, shit. Like I can freaking that girl. I can laugh all day with her. Vice versa. Also, she's fucking good. So I know we'd have a a battle playing, and yeah, it'd probably be her.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, just get along, just so good. Her family, you know, we're money, and like I said, it's one of those things you like when good things happen to good people, and you know, like with her and Hunter right now, like it's amazing to see. It's really hard with couples, especially when they play together. You know, certain things happen, but
They've been doing it together well, though.
I love it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a good guy. I mean, Yates is awesome as well, and you know, their whole family. But I love it, like literally. But yeah, hypothetically, if it wasn't messing up a marriage or anything, she would be the one I would take.
Yeah, dude, I love that. Well, that said, bro, thank you so much for coming.
baby.
I'm just gonna thank my sponsors real quick, like I usually do. So you Drippin, Hesicor, Head, and thank you so much again, Stack. You know, wearing always their clothes, Drippin. Yeah, use code DJ Young at checkout. Also, please like and subscribe so we can keep the show going. That said, if there's anything you want to thank somebody, if you want to say something else, it's your time to shine.
Honestly, I'm good. I appreciate the time, man. And like I said, man, in the future, any and my players, anybody I can help get, I got you.
I appreciate that, bro.
So,
Thank
baby,
you so much.
thank you, man. It was awesome.
Thank you.
That was sweet. Yeah, man. Let's go.